Welcome back, students. Today we are going to revise Geography lesson number 2, Physical Features of India. Major physiographic divisions. The physical features of India can be grouped into the following divisions: the Himalayan mountains, the northern plains, the peninsular plateau, the Indian desert, the coastal plains, and the islands. Let's begin. Here in this map, you can see the major physiographic divisions. Okay, here is the northern mountains. Here you can see the northern plains, Thar desert, that is Indian desert, peninsular plateau region. Here towards the west coast, you can see western coastal plain. And towards the east you can see the eastern coastal plain. You can see your Lakshadweep Islands and here Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Okay, so these are the major physiographic divisions: the northern mountains, northern plains, Indian desert, peninsular plateau region, coastal plains, and the islands. Hope it is clear. Now let us learn about the Himalayan mountains. Himalayas are found in the northern borders of India. So you need to remember this, students. Himalayas are found in the northern borders of India. These mountain ranges run in a west to east direction from the Indus to the Brahmaputra. Here in this map you can see Himalayan ranges run from west to east from river Indus to Brahmaputra. Okay. Himalayas cover about 2,400 km. So you need to remember this. 2,400 km, with width varying from 400 km in Kashmir to 150 km in Arunachal Pradesh. So its width in Kashmir is 400 km, whereas in Arunachal Pradesh it is 150 km. Okay, so its width is more in Kashmir compared to Arunachal Pradesh. Okay. Himalayas consist of 3 parallel ranges: the Great or Inner Himalayas or the Himadri, the Lesser Himalayas or the Himachal, and the Shivaliks. Once again, Himalayas consist of 3 parallel ranges: the Great or Inner Himalayas or the Himadri, the Lesser Himalayas or the Himachal, and the Shivaliks. Okay, just have a look at this map, students. You will understand well. Himalayas consist of 3 parallel ranges, right? Great Himalayas, Lesser Himalayas, and Shivalik range. Okay, you need to remember this. Now let us talk about the Great Himalayas or the Inner Himalayas or the Himadri. Average height of peaks is 6,000 meters. So you need to remember this, students. Average height of peaks is 6,000 meters. The core of this part of Himalayas is composed of granite. It is perennially snowbound, means throughout the year it is covered with snow. Glaciers descend from this range. This range means Great Himalayas. Okay, I hope you will remember this. Now let us talk about the Lesser Himalayas or the Himachal. Lesser Himalayas lie to the south of Great Himalayas. Lesser Himalayas lie to the south of Great Himalayas. The altitude varies between 3,700 and 4,500 meters. So you need to remember this, students. And the average width is of 50 kilometer. Mainly composed of highly compressed and altered rocks. The Pir Panjal range, Dhauladhar and the Mahabharata ranges are prominent ones, that is the important ones. Here in this map you can see Pir Panjal range and the Dhauladhar range. Okay. The famous valley of Kashmir, Kangra and Kulu Valley in Himachal Pradesh lie here. So this region is well known for its hill stations. Okay, I hope it is clear. Now let us talk about the Shivaliks. The outermost range of the Himalayas is called as Shivaliks. Here in this map you can see the outermost range of Himalayas is called as Shivalik range. Okay. Altitude varies between 900 to 1100 meter. And the width varies from 10 to 50 kilometer. Okay. It is composed of unconsolidated sediments brought down by rivers from the main Himalayan ranges located farther north. Unconsolidated means loose, not compact. So, Shivaliks are composed of unconsolidated sediments which are brought down by rivers from the main Himalayan ranges located farther north. Is that clear, students? Besides the longitudinal divisions, the Himalayas have been divided on the basis of regions from west to east. These divisions have been demarcated by river valleys. So just have a look at this map, students. The part of Himalayas lying between river Indus and Satluj is called as Punjab Himalayas. Okay, and the part of Himalayas lying between Satluj and the river Kali is called as Kumaon Himalayas. The part of Himalayas lying between river Kali to river Tista is called as Nepal Himalayas. And the part of Himalayas lying between river Tista and Dihang is called as Assam Himalayas. I hope it is clear, students. So you need to remember this. Punjab Himalayas, the part of Himalayas lying between river Indus and Satluj. Kumaon Himalayas lie between the river Satluj and river Kali. Nepal Himalayas lie between the river Kali and river Tista. Assam Himalayas between the river Tista and river Dihang. I hope you will remember this. Towards the northeast lie Purvanchal. Okay, it is also called as the Eastern Himalayas. It comprises of Patkai Hills, Naga Hills and Mizo Hills. Is that clear, students? Now let us move further. The Northern Plains. The Northern Plains has been formed by the interplay of three major river systems, namely the Indus, the Ganga, the Brahmaputra and their tributaries. Okay, Northern Plains has been formed by the deposits brought down by these three major rivers. Okay, that is the Indus, the Ganga, Brahmaputra and their tributaries. Northern plains are the fertile plains formed by the deposition of alluvium. Need to remember this. Agriculturally a very productive part of India. Students, do you know why is the Northern Plains agriculturally a very productive part of India? Yes, because of the rich soil cover combined with adequate water and favorable climate It is agriculturally a very productive part of India. I hope you will remember this. The area covered by this plain is 7 lakh square kilometer. You need to remember this. It's very important. 7 lakh square kilometer. The plain is about 2400 kilometer long and 240 to 320 kilometer broad. Once again, the plain is about 2400 kilometer long and 240 to 320 kilometer broad. Densely populated physiographic divisions. Northern plains are densely populated. Okay. According to the variations in relief features, the northern plains can be divided into 4 regions: Bhabar, Terai, Bhangar and Khadar. Okay, I hope you will remember this. Now let's talk about the Peninsular Plateau. The Peninsular Plateau is a tableland. Tableland means flat land, composed of the old crystalline, igneous and metamorphic rocks. So you need to remember this, students. Peninsular Plateau is a tableland composed of old crystalline, igneous and metamorphic rocks. It was formed due to the breaking and drifting of the Gondwana land and thus making it a part of the oldest landmass. So how was Peninsular Plateau formed? It was formed due to the breaking and drifting of the Gondwana land and thus making it a part of the oldest landmass. So Peninsular Plateau is the oldest landmass. This plateau consists of 2 broad divisions, namely the Central Highlands and the Deccan Plateau. Here in this map you can see the Peninsular Plateau comprises of 2 broad divisions, the Central Highlands and the Deccan Plateau. The part of Peninsular Plateau lying to the north of the Narmada River, covering a major area of the Malwa Plateau, is known as the Central Highlands. So the part of Peninsular Plateau lying to the north of the Narmada River. Here in this map you can see the Narmada River. Central Highlands lie to the north of river Narmada. I hope it is clear. The rivers in this region are the Chambal, the Sindh, the Betwa and the Ken. The Central Highlands are wider in the west but narrower in the east. Just have a look at this map, you will understand. The Central Highlands are wider in the west and narrower in the east. Okay. Students, have a look at this map. Here, the Vindhyan range is bounded by the Satpura range on the south and the Aravalis on the northwest. Okay. The eastward extensions of this plateau are locally known as the Bundelkhand. Here you can see Bundelkhand and Bagelkhand. The Chota Nagpur Plateau marks the further eastward extension. So I hope you all have understood this. This is all about the Central Highlands. Okay. Now it's time for quiz. I hope you all are ready for the quiz. Question number 1. Dash are geologically young and structurally fold mountains that stretch over the northern border of India. Option A, Aravalis. Option B, Vindhyas. Option C, Himalayas. Option D, Cardamom Hills. Yes, which is the correct answer? Yes, option C, Himalayas. Himalayas are geologically young and structurally fold mountains that stretch over the northern border of India. Very good. Next question. How much area is covered by the northern plains? Option A 3 lakh square kilometer. Option B 5 lakh square kilometer. Option C 7 lakh square kilometer. Option D 9 lakh square kilometer. Yes, which is the correct answer? Option C 7 lakh square kilometer is the correct option. Very good. Next question. Which of the following divisions of India has the oldest landmass? Option A the Himalayas. Option B the northern plains. Option C the peninsular plateau. Option D the Indian desert. Yes, which is the correct answer? Yes, it is option C the peninsular plateau. Now let us do a short recap. Today we have learnt about the Himalayan mountains, the northern plains, the peninsular plateau. In that we have learnt about the central highlands, the Deccan plateau, and the remaining physiographic divisions we will be doing in our next video. Okay, don't forget to read the textbook. Meet you in the next video. Till then, bye and take care.